Hey everyone, it's Micah Fragrance. First of all, I just want to say I'm sorry if this video title is a little confusing. I'm just going to go ahead and explain what I'm going to be doing real quick. I took every single EDT in my collection that was the start of its own line. So, for example, La Mail EDT, and that started the whole La Mail line. What I'm just going to be doing, talk a little bit about the colognes, the prices, what they smell like, obviously, the longevity. I'm going to, of course, have the, top notes, middle notes, and base notes over here. Um, but I just really want to talk about how they hold up against the other flankers in the line, and especially how they hold up in 2024. So to start it off, because I already used it as an example, I'm going to go with La Mail EDT. Now this was launched, I want to say either 1994 or 1995, but it's pretty much just a really nice lavender and vanilla fragrance. It's a little bit woody, but honestly, a pretty good fragrance, and I feel like it is a little bit underrated in 2024. Smells super nice. The only thing that people say is if you're part of the older crowd and you wear it, you're going to smell like everyone. That's kind of like the older crowd's version of the younger generation's Dior Sauvage. This is just like the cologne that gets used a lot. But it's not bad. I have two flankers in my collection, but I've pretty much smelled all of them. I haven't smelled La Mail Lover. That one just came out. And I haven't smelled Le Beau Paradise Garden. But I've smelled every other flanker. I have Ultra Mail and La Mail Elixir. They're really nice fragrances. But like I said, this is really just like a lavender and vanilla fragrance. Super good for the summer. It has a little bit of a powdery side. It also has a fresher side too. But really good for the summer. If you're looking for a summer JPG and you don't want to get Le Beau or Le Beau Le Parfum or La Mail Lover or Le Beau Paradise Garden, this is a really nice option. And you can find it pretty cheap. I got this 1.4 ounce for $28 at my Albertsons. They were running a 50% off deal. So $56 for a 1.4 ounce, which really isn't a bad price. And longevity is still about 6 to 7 hours. So I feel like this is still a great cologne to be wearing in 2024. I don't know if I'd say this is a very timeless cologne. I feel like maybe, its time will come to an end and people will stop wearing it, but I hope not, because I really do enjoy this fragrance. If I had to give it a rating, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. Super nice, great option, and just smells really nice. Since we're kind of on to colognes that came out in the 90s, I'm going to follow up with another super big cologne in CK1. Now, unfortunately, I've only smelled CK1 Shock, and I own CK1 Shock, obviously. I want to say CK1 launched in 1991 and is really just like a citrusy fragrance. It might have some wood notes in it, but it's just a super nice, clean fragrance. Now, the big thing about this cologne is longevity, really bad, like 2 to 3 hours max. Honestly, I get like 1 to 2 hours. But it still smells pretty good. I won't lie. It's a nice smelling cologne. CK1 Shock is a tobacco and lavender fragrance. I would say CK1 Shock is better than the original because you get better longevity and the scent is just a little more intriguing. But CK1 just smells, really light, really refreshing, and, just like a pleasant clean. I wouldn't recommend this, however, because the longevity isn't good and you're just going to smell pretty basic. But it really depends on the price. I got this 6.7 ounce for $20. I'd say if you can find it and you just want something you can throw on if you got to go to the store real quick or something, not a bad option. My ranking for this cologne would be a 6 out of 10. So not a bad cologne. There are just definitely better options, especially in that line. Up next, I'm going to go with Jimmy Choo Man EDT. Now, this is a really woody and maybe a little bit fruity and citrusy cologne. Smells super nice, super masculine. This is always in the rankings for men's sexiest cologne. Smells amazing. I really never get tired of this scent. Some of the flankers, Jimmy Choo Man Intense, which hence the name is just an intensified version of the EDT. You get solid longevity, 6 to 7 hours. It's nothing crazy. A projection of about 2 to 3 feet for the first maybe 4 hours, and then it goes down to a skin scent. But really, really nice fragrance. There's also Jimmy Choo Aqua, which hence the name is an aqua fragrance. Jimmy Choo Man Ice, which is a really nice, cheaper substitute for Dior Homme Cologne. And Jimmy Choo Man Blue, which is their interpretation of a blue fragrance. But honestly, smells super nice. Pricing isn't too bad. I picked up this 1.7 ounce for about $40. If I bought it off a discounter, I could have got the intense version in a 3.4 ounce. So I kind of got a little, not necessarily scam, but I overpaid a little bit, but really not a bad fragrance. And this was a fragrance my dad wore, and fragrance I could say got me into collecting. And I forgot to say the ranking. My ranking for this cologne is, I'd say an 8 out of 10. The only thing is the longevity, but the scent and stuff is amazing. I love this fragrance. Up next, I'm going to go with Guess Seductive EDT. I'm pretty sure the line is the Guess Seduction line, but this is the EDT that started it. I've smelled Guess Seductive Noir. Unfortunately, kind of like CK1, I've only smelled one flanker. Guess Seductive Noir, hence the name, is a, kind of like mysterious, darker fragrance, but super nice, honestly. I'm not too sure about longevity. One of my buddies has Guess Seductive Noir, and I gotta say, smells super nice. But the original Guess Seductive, powdery, fresh, clean scent, maybe like some lemon in there, some citrus or something. When I spray it, it just smells super powdery and fresh, and has like what I would say is like a hint of lemon. That's why I said lemon. I'm not sure, but it has a nice citrus note that comes through. Longevity is solid for like a powdery fragrance, like 5 to 7 hours, anywhere in that range. Scent's super nice. And these are really good budget options. I picked up this 1.7 ounce for I think like $16, so really not bad. And I hear that they have a lot of good fragrances, and especially some good fragrances for like the summer weather in this line. So that's something I'm definitely gonna have to, look out for, because it's a really nice line. My ranking for this cologne would be a 7.2 out of 10. Super nice, room for improvement though. Up next, I want to talk about Mont Blanc Legend EDT. Now, Mont Blanc Legend is kind of interesting because that whole line is a clone line. Except they do have a couple original fragrances in that line. Mont Blanc Legend Red, I don't believe is a clone of anything, and that's like a summery, woody, fruity fragrance. There's Legend Spirit, but that's a clone of Invictus Aqua, or kind of like gives you that same vibe. There's Legend Night, I want to say. I don't know if that one's a copy of anything. I'm pretty sure it's its own fragrance, but it's kind of like a date night, powdery, mysterious, super nice fragrance. I think it has some iris in there as well. But the EDT and the EDP are both clones of Abercrombie and Fitch's Fierce. Obviously, with the EDP, you're going to get a little more projection, a little more longevity. But the EDT is still a super solid fragrance. In fact, as of recording this is my fragrance of the day. Like I said, is a clone of the Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce, cologne. Super nice cologne. It's a really nice DNA that just kind of draws people in. It reminds a lot of people of going to the Abercrombie and Fitch store, in like the 2000s or 2010s when Fierce was launched. But super nice. Longevity solid as well, about 6 to 7 hours, so nothing too crazy. Projection 2 to 3 feet, and then dies down to a skin scent. Now, this is really nice because you can find it for pretty cheap. I got this 3.4 ounce for about $30, so super nice, really good quality stuff that you're getting from Mont Blanc. And I just have to say, as a house, Mont Blanc really specializes in clone fragrances, but in a really nice, like, designer way. For clone fragrances, they're super nice quality, and I recommend it. My ranking for this cologne would honestly be an 8.7 out of 10. It's one of my personal favorites in my collection. Super nice, and what I love about this is how versatile it is. You can literally wear it whenever, wherever. There's no bad time for this. Up next, I'm going to talk about Versace Eros EDT. Now, I've smelled every fragrance in that line, and I have Eros Flame. Now, the original Eros opens up with mint and apple, and just really dries down to this super nice Madagascar vanilla. Smells super good, and my batch, I get 8 to 9 hours of longevity and projection of honestly about 3 to 4 feet, and then it kind of dies down to 1 to 2 feet, probably 6, 7 hours in, but a really solid cologne. It just does depend, because a lot of people report their batches have like little to no longevity or projection. I was lucky. This one is a beast. I'm not sure if I said it, but like 8 to 9 hours on my skin, and I know I said the projection, so I'm not going to say that again. But super nice. EDP is like a little more mature than this. Smells a little bit more classy. Parfum smells pretty much just like the EDT, or like the Eau de Parfum. And people say it's like 95% close to the Eau de Parfum. So I'm really not going to go into details because they pretty much smell the same. Eros Flame is what I would consider like the first real flanker, and that is you guys can see the bottle real quick. That is a really nice citrus and vanilla fragrance. You get lemon, you get orange, and you get a really nice background of vanilla. The EDT, really when it dries down, all I can smell is vanilla. So if you like vanilla fragrances, it's going to be perfect for you, but just beware that there are some batches that aren't super good on longevity or projection. We're going down to the last two, and I want to talk about Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue EDT. Now, I have smelt Light Blue, I want to say Light Blue Forever. Whatever the one that has a white bottle and like the blue swirly design. I've smelt that one, and I've smelt O Intense. Obviously, I've smelt the EDT because I have it. Light Blue O Intense has some added aquatics, but is pretty much just like a woody, citrusy fragrance, but super nice for the warm weather. Light Blue Forever is pretty much kind of the same thing. Woody, citrusy, smells super nice, super sweet. But Light Blue starts off really, really fresh. You get a nice blast of citrus, and then it dries down to a musky and woody combo. I do have to say it's one of like the cleanest musks I've ever smelt, but smells amazing. Longevity is okay, 5 to 6 hours. So you don't really get a whole lot of longevity because of all the reformulations, because this cologne did come out in 2007, but I think it's a really nice, warm weather staple and super good in 2024. If I had to rank this cologne, I would probably give it a 8.2 out of 10, really solid. I want to say, oh, I forgot to rank Eros. I would rank Eros a 8.4 out of 10. I do like Eros Flame a little bit more, I do have to say. And last but not least, you guys were probably expecting this if you guys are fans of my channel, but Stronger With You EDT. It really opens up nutmeg and vanilla. Super, super nice. Dries down to really just like a super nice nutmeg and vanilla combo. The reason why I said opens up with nutmeg and vanilla and dries down with nutmeg and vanilla is because that's really all I smell throughout the whole fragrance. But it smells super nice. It's sweet. It has like a bubblegum type sweetness. Longevity's solid. 7 to 8 hours, so it's not anything crazy, but it's going to get you through your day. Super nice for the cooler weather, and you can find a 3.4 ounce for about $50 even on Amazon, so I would definitely recommend get it and just hold it for the winter, maybe let it macerate, which if you guys don't know, you get a fragrance, spray it a couple of times, spray it on, you wear it, and then you just put it away, and then as you guys can see, my juice is pretty dark. That's because the vanilla has macerated, because as vanilla ages, it darkens. So I'm kind of talking about the flankers. There's Absolutely, which has, cinnamon, rum, and is just kind of spicier and darker. I don't really like that. Intensely smells like the original, but it's super sweet and has like some almost like caramelness, sweetness in it. And has some cinnamon. Stronger With You Only is kind of like a lighter version, better for the warmer weather, although that's pretty much like a year-round cologne. And then Freeze, which that one is like their attempt at a summer fragrance in the Stronger With You line. I haven't been able to smell Freeze or Only. I have smelled Absolutely, and I can't remember if I've smelled Intensely or not, but Absolutely and Intensely get super hyped up, but I still feel like the EDT is a super nice fragrance to have. If I had to rank this, 10 out of 10. My first fragrance, my favorite fragrance. So thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry if this video wasn't the most entertaining. It was just an idea that I had that I thought was super cool. So as I said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video.